Hi, this is Kerry Artag with Wicked Stocks bringing you the daily Tesla report for Monday, February 13th, 2023. Before we jump into the charts, I just want to encourage you, as usual, to please click like if you haven't already. It does help us out a great deal in being found on YouTube with respect to the algorithms. Also, subscribe to the Wicked Stocks YouTube channel. You'll be provided notification each and every time new content has been uploaded. That includes the daily Tesla and Apple report, as well as occasional free stock picks we put out on our YouTube channel throughout the month. And if you would, share the content with friends and colleagues. So you are taking a look at the big picture here. This is a weekly bar chart. We'll get to the daily charts and the day itself in just a moment, but I like to underscore the big picture. We came off of meaningful support in early January. This was a targeted area. Now 83.54, 95, 95.24, then in the low 100s. We were expecting a rebound from that area back into what is now in the 150s, 160s, where we anticipated the possibility of topping out there into the second quarter. That obviously didn't happen. We had a good earnings report a few weeks ago that launched the market up and over that channel support now in the 153.15 to 161.26 area. And so this image here actually underscores the 2 to 3 month dynamic, as I would call it. I like to break it into time frames because the charts will tell you as much over the next 2 to 3 months, possibly sooner, expecting now that 252.77 descending channel top, which you can see probably more clearly here. That is considered a 2 to 3 month target above the 153.15 to 161.26 region. And were we to fall and close back below 153.15, the 2 to 3 month time horizon shifts back to negative, then anticipating probably not within 2 to 3 months, but within a couple of months anyway, that descending channel support in the 83.54 to 95.24 region. Now on the daily chart, I can show this, and that is really the same image, the 154.07 to 162.47 region, and we have rising speed lines coming up. I'll get to that in a moment. I also want to underscore that our initial target following the settlement a few weeks ago above the 154.07 to 162.47 area is the 208 and a quarter, 208.24 actually to 221.25. We did push into that zone. We never actually closed above 208.24. You can freeze frame over this and see what they are. 50% retracement from the August high is 208.24 and 3/8 back up from the all-time high A against B, which is the January pullback low. This is a zone that I've been mentioning could contain at least weekly buying pressures, possibly into March trade. We've fallen off from it. And I'm going to jump to this chart now. This is what I would call the 2 to 3 week time horizon. And in fact, you could even see some of the 3 to 5 day here. So backing up a little bit, last Friday, we did close below that near-term channel bottom that today is at 203.35. You can see it in the support resistance area. I have a down pivot next to it, DP, meaning that over the next 3 to 5 days or less, possibly today, we should test the 182.54 to 183.15 region, which is a combination rising 1/3 speed line and channel bottom that come together nicely, able to contain selling. I've got them weighted as 4 stars, meaning into March trade. Because we have a buy signal above the mid 150s, low 160s here that I showed earlier, I'm going with this as pullback support that may well contain selling into March trade, and once tested, within 2 to 3 weeks, we can test that 221 and a quarter, 3/8 Fibonacci. On the other hand, if we close today below 182.54, the 2 to 3 week time frame shifts negative, and we should then fall to the 142.54 speed line, which you can see by that point in time, within a week or two, depending on how long it takes to get down there, would converge with that long-term support area in the 154.07 to 162.47 region, which you can see here. This area is climbing, and so it would become a 2 to 3 week target, probably would take inside of 2 weeks to reach. Now, I'm not expecting the 142.54 speed line, which converges once again with 154.07 over the next week or so, unless we close below 182.54. So if you're a 2 to 3 week, let's say, swing trader, you're buying the low 180s, 182.54, and taking profits perhaps at 221 and a quarter. I'll also say that if we close in the next week or two above 221 and a quarter, the 2 to 3 week time frame remains bullish, and I would then expect within probably 2 to 3 weeks a test of that targeted 254.07 long-term channel top. This is going to be a big test for Tesla, 254.07, able to contain at least quarterly buying pressures, possibly annual buying pressures when tested. Hi, if you enjoy watching our daily Tesla report, you'll love our daily Triple Q and SPY reports. They're presented in the same 5 to 10 minute video format. Our daily SPY and Triple Q analysis provides directional market signals that are correlated with highly specific price support and resistance levels. Whether your trading time horizon is short or longer term, we promise you a distinctive edge in your trading of the SPY and Triple Q. We offer a 5-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. So go to wickedstocks.com right now and start receiving your daily SPY and daily Triple Q reports today. So let me take a look at the day itself. This is the 3 to 5 day, up arrow, the green. If we happen to close above 208.24, you can see that here. That is that Fibonacci level. But we are heavy now in the 3 to 5 day time frame below 203.35, expecting 182.54. So both, how should I frame this? I'm going to get into the day itself. 188.20 intraday support, 197.79 intraday resistance. Both can contain buying and selling on an intraday basis. What does that mean? It could mean for a half hour, could mean for half the day. Hard to say, of course. All the minor points have been carefully chosen, but those that stand out the most are 188.20 and 197.79. If we break or open today below 188.20, we should test the 182.54 level, where once again we can bottom out into March trade and within a week or two reach 221.25, possibly higher as we move into later March. Upside, if we happen to push or open above 197.79, 203.35 in reach, where we can top out for the day. And as I say, below which we should over the next few days fall into the low 180s. Now, pushing or opening above 203.35 should yield 208.24, which is, once again, that long-term Fibonacci area on the longer-term charts, which I can show again right here. That level can contain session strength. We pushed through it decidedly on Thursday, did not close above it. And so if we close above 208.24, then once again, that 3 to 5 day time frame turns bullish back to this chart above 208.24, expecting probably within a day or two, 221.25, where we can top out on a weekly basis as you see here. So I've got it broken down into different time frames. If I'm talking big picture, just know that closing below 182.54, you option traders, you could consider buying, say, 145 or 150 out of the money puts that don't expire for at least a few weeks. Inversely, as we ease into the low 180s, presumably, possibly today, you could consider buying 220 out of the money calls that don't expire for at least a few weeks. Potentially, as I say, we are still anticipating this 254.07. So, as we slip into the low 180s, the 254.07 area not out of the question as we move into later March. So you could buy 255 out of the money calls unless we happen to close once again below 182.54. And then we spend a week, 2, 3 at the most easing back into what I would call the upper 140s, 142.54 rising, 154.07 dropping. They all converge in the upper 140s over the next week or so. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to say. I've thrown a lot at you. I don't think there really is anything else to say. I will leave you with the big picture. Bullish above the mid 150s, low 160s, anticipating the low 250s, and not unless we close below 153.15, which is a moving target. That speed line I showed also earlier in the low 140s and rising. If we close below that area, then we shift negative as we move into March, April trade. And that is all I've got. Please click like if you would and subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow with Tuesday's Tesla report. You have a great day.